There are 1,189 chapters in the Bible, but many theologians argue that one chapter holds the key to understanding all the rest. Without Hebrews 11, the stories of the Old Testament are just history, ancient events that happened a long time ago. But with Hebrews 11, those same stories become something more. They become a blueprint for survival, a guide for how ordinary people faced impossible odds and didn't give up. Hebrews 11 is often called the Hall of Faith, and by the end of this video, you may see why it could be the most important chapter in the entire Bible. Hebrews 11 begins with a definition, not a miracle, not a story, but a truth. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That word substance is powerful. In the original Greek, it refers to something solid, like a title deed, something real, something you can stand on. Faith is not wishing, it's not pretending everything will work out, and it's not blind optimism. Biblical faith is confidence in action. It's stepping forward before the outcome is visible, trusting God before the door opens, obeying even when the path isn't clear. Hebrews 11 doesn't celebrate feelings, it celebrates decisions. And that's why this chapter still speaks today. If you're still watching at this point, comment below and let me know, what does faith mean to you right now? And don't forget to like and subscribe if this message is hitting home. The chapter then moves into what many call the roll call of faith. It starts with Abel long before the law of Moses, before commandments written on stone. Abel's faith wasn't about rules, it was about relationship. Then there's Enoch, a man who walked with God, and then simply was no more. Faith existed before religion, before systems, before institutions. God has always been after hearts, not just rituals. Then comes Abraham. God tells him to leave his home, his security, and everything familiar, and go to a land he's never seen. No map, no guarantees, just a promise. And then there's Sarah, far past the age of having children, being told she would give birth to a nation. This wasn't faith that made sense. This was faith that moved anyway. Hebrews 11 reminds us that faith often looks unreasonable until history proves it right. Then we meet Moses, raised in royalty, surrounded by wealth, positioned for power. Moses could have lived comfortably in Egypt, but Hebrews 11 says he chose to be mistreated with God's people rather than enjoy the temporary pleasures of sin. Faith doesn't always choose what's easy. Sometimes faith chooses what's right. And here's the detail we often miss. These men weren't perfect. They doubted, they failed, they struggled. They weren't superheroes. They were ordinary people who trusted an extraordinary God. If you're still here, take a moment to like the video. It tells YouTube this content matters. And if you want more Bible-based videos like this, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Then Hebrews 11 delivers a line that completely changes how we see faith. These were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what had been promised. Think about that. They trusted God, they obeyed, they suffered, and they still didn't see the final promise. Why? Because their faith wasn't pointing to themselves. It was pointing forward, forward to something better, forward to someone greater, Jesus. Hebrews 11 connects the beginning of human history to the Savior of the world. That's why this chapter is so important. Faith isn't just about getting through life. It's about preparing the way for redemption. So here's the question. If these men could conquer kingdoms, endure suffering, and shut the mouths of lions through faith, what could that same faith do in your life today? If this message encouraged you, comment below, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs hope. And if you want to go deeper into the story of Moses and the victory over death itself, click the video on screen right now. Faith isn't about seeing first, it's about trusting first.